So hello world, my name's Amelia. Welcome back to another one of my videos. Yes, I'm once again in the car doing this as a quick thing, so you'll have to put up with the vertical video for the time being. Anyways, I actually just got out of my CNA class today. That's why I'm wearing my scrubs again. I just want to do a little update today because I think today was day 9 of CNA. It was actually not that, it was kind of a crazy day, as far as I don't know why it took so much out of me today. It felt like it kind of like went on and on and on, but also didn't. We had a couple people in our class who apparently missed their first lab, and the problem is that because they did that, it meant that they kind of were starting back at square one. So our instructor had to take the extra time to help direct them and tell them what to do, and here I am like being like, oh my gosh, I know this already. I'm like, and I'm not complaining, but it was a little bit like, I just want to do work. I just want to, because I think I've come to realize that's why I love nursing so much so far, is just because it's a very procedural based career path. It's about procedure, even though they have been telling us that there is a personal bit of effect that goes into it. Like, basically there's what's important, which is no cross-contaminating. But other than that, I mean, they're mostly have just said, they're just like, just don't cross-contaminate, and you can pretty much do it. But I still believe there is a lot of procedure that's based around that no contaminating rule. It's kind of funny, because even now I gotta watch myself, because I've always had these little problems where I feel like I know something better. It's a little bit, it's not, I don't really want to call it a superiority. Ooh, that guy was like literally coming into my lane. It's not like a superiority complex where like I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm better than you. No, it's not that at all. It's just that I clearly see problems that they have told us we do to prevent. Like, I clearly was watching one of the other students lifting with their back. Clearly they were not getting down low enough to lift like we've been instructed, and I'm literally sitting there like doing this, and here's the instructor not making a comment, and I'm just going, oh my gosh, like, she's doing it wrong, I can see she's doing it wrong. And then they're sitting there even talking about how she's like, oh, I gotta always remind myself to lift with my legs, and I'm like, like, I know, like, our other instructor probably would have said something, so it was a little bit irritating in that regard. Anyways, I'm not going to go on and just rant about how stupid the CNA class was. Anyways, the one thing that made it really slow is we had a really laid-back instructor, which I appreciate. She's a great person. She's so nice. She explains things to you in a way that I just don't get with other instructors. But that also kind of means she's almost so laid back. She's not like, come on, let's move. I'm literally sitting there and we're having a conversation for like 10, 15 minutes about one little silly subject. Not that it's important. And I'm just sitting there going, okay, can we go on? Like, like, as soon as she would sit there and say something to me about, okay, we're gonna do the in-bed washing bath. I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like, immediately I go over, I start pulling the wash basins out of the cabinet, and I'm filling it with water, and I'm like preparing them. I'm like, I practically was like little Miss class assistant today, because every time it was like, okay, we're doing something, okay, I'm preparing, I'm like getting things. And I have realized I've picked up very quickly on that procedural part of the job, because even the other day, because I do Airbnb out of my house, and I had somebody who was coming to stay, and I was making the bed, I was changing my sheets, and all of a sudden while I'm sitting there changing them, I found myself doing bed making procedure. I was like, oh my gosh, this is catching up with me. I'm developing a nurse brain. I don't know. It feels good. I never really thought I would like nursing. And again, it's what I've said before about how, like, I'm not sure what I want to go into. Like, I'm still, like, considering that something like med school would be something I want to do over nursing. But there's a lot to determine still. Anyways, enough about that. It's moving along. I do appreciate one thing the instructor did for us today. She knew a little bit more about the state exam that will be coming up next month, and she was actually able to providing me with a little bit more insight into who's doing the exam. Apparently, I didn't know this, we only have one person in the whole school that actually runs the state exam. She kept like the other teacher kept making it sound like we have this person who's an outside person, and my hair is like so frizzy back here. This outside person that's gonna come in and do the testing, which is probably still a possibility if we end up going to this third-party company. But other than that, I was just like, she kept using the name of this one person, and she's like, well, that's what she wants. And I'm like, oh, I got it. Like, you know who's gonna test us, more than likely. And so she was giving us little pointers, like she was saying how when we do a bedpan, she likes to see you doing a rolled up extra towel behind the patient's back to give extra support. Again, it's kind of getting into an area where I'm talking about where you have your own little individual ways of doing things, but regardless. One thing is, I felt my hip was hurting me today. I was just feeling really, like, even right now I'm feeling really lightheaded. However, it might be because I just haven't really eaten very much today. I don't really know what it is. In other news, now that I'm getting very close to needing to end this video, I actually went on a date yesterday, which I think would be my first date in 2021. And I'm anxious to see where it goes. We have kind of a little hooked up. We're gonna be. I do plan on doing a video talking a little bit about the whole dating aspect as a trans woman, because it's a very interesting topic. Matter of fact, I actually, while I was heading out to the date, I did a video like this in front of the phone while driving. And well, I don't know if I should be admitting this, but as I was on the video, and oh my gosh, people are all of a sudden think they know why it happened. While I was on the video, I got pulled over. Now, it wasn't why you thought. Like, immediately that was the only thing I could think of. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, I was driving along, just minding my own business, kind of looking for my destination. And all of a sudden, I get pulled over. Didn't even know where the cop was. She pulls me over, and I'm, like, literally bewildered, and I was about ready to think she was gonna think I was using my phone or something like that. But I kept like sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, my phone is on the dash. I mean, technically I really shouldn't be doing this, but I am doing it hands-free. I do have both my hands on the steering wheel. Yeah, red light. Oh, it hasn't been red light long. I'm like, I am paying attention. I'm like, I'm a good driver. I'm like, I literally was like that. I don't know what she's gonna say. So I closed out the video, I opened up my maps, and I kind of just sit there, and she comes to the window, and of course, because of my past abuse scenarios, and it's a whole mental health conversation, which I should probably get more into in a future video, but I was just sitting there just like shaking, to the point that she even looks at me and she's like, do you usually shake? And I literally had to say, I was like, I have a medical condition. And she was literally, well, what's the condition? I'm like, actually, I don't know. I told her it was nutrient imbalance, which is quite possibly what it is, but I don't know, maybe I should have just been honest about the whole authority aspect. I mean, being in authority when I don't know what I've done wrong is an issue. But anyways, like I was saying, She didn't even bring up my phone. Even when she walked up to the car window, I still had my phone sitting right here on the mount. I just, of course, had the video closed. And yeah, she didn't even pay attention to it. So it was obviously not the video. That she didn't see like my screen showing of it. I really honestly don't even know if I was driving and someone was looking, like if they could spot that I'm doing this. It's not like super obvious. It's not like I'm watching a movie or something. Yeah, I see my picture, but it'd be the same thing as like me looking up here in the mirror or just anything else. Let's just say I don't feel like it's an issue. Anyways, to the point, she was pulling me over because apparently I did not use my right turn signal at the traffic light I turned at. And I am usually really good about using my turn signals. That's why, of course, I even felt horrible because I'm actually a pretty good driver. I have nothing on my driving record. I think I've only gotten maybe 2 or 3 tickets in my entire life. Once I got a ticket for speeding, and once I got a ticket for no seatbelt, and once I got a ticket for improper lane change. And as soon as I got those tickets, I corrected whatever my problem with my behavior is. And I have always done good with my turn signal. I've always gotten on my dad about it. It was just that one rare time. And of course, that's kind of what happened in the past, like the speeding and it's just that one time you do it. You don't do it, and all of a sudden you get pulled over by someone. Yeah. She didn't ticket me, though. I did tell her, I did apologize. I was like, I don't usually do that. And I was like, that was not the time for this. I'm like, I really am going through some tough stuff right now. So she came back and she gave me a written warning, which is good, but anyways, this is 12 minutes, so I'm going to end this here. Oh, wait, I didn't say more about the date. The date went well, but I said I do plan on doing, we're gonna get together again tonight. I'm nervous because apparently he was, well, I probably shouldn't even get into the subject. He, was a little, into had a little bit of a sexual desire going. And it's not that I have a problem with that. I mean, I have had sex. I don't think I've mentioned on my videos yet with whom or when, which it's not like this is a sex journal. That would just be really weird for YouTube. And, we just grabbed a couple drinks last night. And he told me later, he was like, well, the reason I didn't invite you over afterwards was because I was afraid I was afraid I might try to want to have sex. And he was like, it's against my nature to have sex on the first date. And I was like, yeah, good call. I'm like, I don't want to do that either. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't exactly be into it tonight. I think I'm going to set up boundaries. I know, because boundaries are a healthy thing in a relationship, which, hey, there you go. There's a life lesson. Boundaries in a relationship, because I really don't want to go too fast. I don't want to, just all of a sudden jump into it and things all that nature. Lot to say. And still a lot to say. I even have my IPSIs to do. I haven't done my IPSIs for 2 months. Class has been kind of crazy. At least being off of work has been a help. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I am home. I'm at 15 minutes. Never expect this stuff. Yay, I'm in the driver. Alright, well, do not forget to like and subscribe. Follow me. I don't know, maybe I should rename my channel to the slice of life while driving. I don't know. Yeah, not very catchy. I will catch you all in the future. Have a wonderful day. I hope you're doing well and feeling great. It's actually funny because this makeup kind of is from last night. It still looks decent. Of course, my hair is frizzy. I'll see you later. Bye now.